Mummification in ancient Egypt was performed using clearly defined routines and religious rituals. Egypt's undertakers deployed different mummification methods at different times. The deceased were taken to the undertaker's workshop soon after death. The body was stripped, laid on a sloping table and washed in a natron solution, a naturally occurring salt used as both soap and a preservative. After the organs were dealt with, the wrapping began. Wrapping was a long and complicated process, as the undertakers employed a mixture of bandages, linen pads and sheets to give the mummy a lifelike appearance. However, an unidentified mummy found in 1881 had not been prepared in accordance with custom. What is more, when his body was unwrapped in 1886, archaeologists found themselves confronted with the gaping maw of a face contorted in a scream. In what appears to be an active attempt to down the man, the mummy was in a sarcophagus that did not bear any name or identifying marks. Unable to proceed further, Unknown Man E, as he was called, was stored in the Cairo Museum. Over 100 years later, a team of Egyptologists accompanied by the National Geographic reopened the case of Unknown Man E, who came to be known as the Screaming Mummy. The mystery has recently been solved. Scholars finally believe they know why the mummy looks so anguished. There is at least some chance he was in fact screaming at the time of his death. An Egyptologist said DNA tests have confirmed a leading theory that the mummy was likely a prince. He was sentenced to die and likely hanged for his role in the assassination of his father, Ramses III, who ruled in the 12th century BC. The Screaming Mummy was unusual for more than just the agonizing look on his face. The mummy was found covered in sheepskin. In the mind of the ancient Egyptian, to cover with sheepskin means he was not clean. He did something bad in his life. The mummy also had no grave marker, which according to custom at the time would deny him role in the afterlife. His hands and feet were bound and he wasn't given a traditional mummification process. He was not even mummified, but was merely left to dry in natron and then had some resin poured into his mouth. Yet the mummy was found buried with other members of the royal family. Two forces were acting on this mummy, one to get rid of him and the other to try and preserve him. For some reason there was an attempt to make sure that he didn't have an afterlife, and in another attempt someone cared about him and tried to override that. The mummy was recently put on display at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, as part of a special temporary exhibition showcasing parts of the collection that haven't been seen before. At least 20,000 visitors visited the Screaming Mummy when it went on display for little more than a week, causing the museum to extend the exhibition. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.